Hey guys, it's Nelly. Welcome back to my channel. We are back today with the first video of 2020. I can't believe I'm saying that out loud. It sounds so crazy to me that we are in the year 2020. Like 10 years ago, when I would think of like 2020, I would be like, what the heck? That seems like so far away, but we're here. So for today's video, I decided to go ahead and do one of my go-to looks recently. I just did a makeup tutorial on my Instagram and I was wearing a look very similar to this one and you guys all loved it. So I decided to just go ahead and sit down and film a more in-depth tutorial because this is truly the look that I have been wearing non-stop. I just love the way that this look makes me look and feel. I personally prefer a matte skin recently. I just feel like my skin can be a little problematic. I have a lot of texture, a lot of pores, so when I overdo it with a highlight, it just makes me look a little bit older, like my skin looks older. So I usually tend to go for a matte skin on most days. So yeah, I wanted to sit down and share it with you guys. I just love the way that it turned out. Want to see how I got this matte makeup look? Then just go ahead and keep on watching. Alrighty then, we are going to be starting off with the skin for today's video because we're going to be doing a super matte face. We want to make sure that our skin is really nice and hydrated because if not, it's going to look a little cakey and a little dry. So make sure that your skin is nice and plumped. I'm going in with my Fleur & B Vitamin C Serum and now I'm taking my Saturday Skin water glazier cream. It's a water-based moisturizer, and of course I'm going in with some sunscreen and whatever is left on the sunscreen I like to apply it to my hands, but applying sunscreen is a must, never skip it. And then I'm taking my MAC eye cream and I'm going to apply this under the eyes to get our eyes really nice and ready for all of the powder that's about to hit them. I am next going to be priming my eyelids using a concealer, and also keep in mind that I did do my brows off camera because they take me forever to do. I'm going in with the Too Faced Peach Palette, the matte shades, and I'm taking Peach Tea and I'm going to put this on my crease as my transition shade. Then I'm going to go in with a mixture of Peach Cobbler and Fresh Picked, and I'm going to put that in the outer corner of the crease and I'm going to blend it in towards that inner corner. As you can tell, I am pretty much applying a lot of product in that inner corner because I do want it to be nice and smoky, and I go back and forth in between both shades just to make sure that everything is really nice and blended. I'm then going in with the shade Peach Tart, which is that really pretty kind of dark brown shade, and I'm going to run this through the lash line, and I'm also going to focus the color in the outer corner of my eyes to make it really nice and smoky. I'm not being too precise with any of these colors. I am pretty much just throwing them all together, blending them all together, and whatever happens, I'm okay with that. I'm going to go back in with my transition shade one more time and just make sure that everything is nice and blended in together. I'm taking a mixture of peach meringue and peach butter, and I'm going to apply this to the inner corner of my lid just to bring back some brightness to the eye look and create kind of like a very natural cut crease sort of look. And of course I'm going to go back in with my blending brush and I'm just going to blend everything together so that there is no harshness and that the two white shades mix in really well. I'm going to go ahead and create a baby cat eye. I'm starting at the center of the eyelid and I'm extending it outwards just a little bit. It's also very thin. You don't want to do a very thick one. Just make sure that you have a really pretty kind of half wing just to make your eyes appear larger. Moving on to the skin, I am going to start off by priming my skin using the Urban Decay primer. I'll have a link to it down below because I don't remember the name. I think it's the All Nighter. And now I'm going to take the Fresh Vitamin Water and I'm just going to spray this all over the skin again just to bring some extra moisture to our skin. I'm going to be mixing in two foundations. I'm taking the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation with the Dior Backstage Foundation. I'm going to mix the two together and apply it with a brush. And once I have the foundation really nice and applied, I like to go in with my beauty sponge just to make sure that everything is nice and smooth and that there's no streaks left behind. I'm going to take a little bit of that foundation with a concealer brush and clean up around the brows because I don't want to get the big sponge around the brows. You don't want to disturb the brows. I'm going to do a little bit of cream contour. This is my Avon contour stick in medium. Please let me know in the comments which is your favorite contour stick. I'm in the market for some new ones for my kit and for my personal use. So please let me know your favorites in the comments. So once you have shaped out your contour, you want to go ahead and blend it out. I am using a Sigma 3D brush. I'll have a name of it down below because again, I don't remember the numbers. I am horrible with brush numbers. And of course, again, taking my beauty sponge, I'm just going to blend everything out. And to blend out the nose contour, I do like to go in with a brush. This one is by Luxie, and again, go in with the beauty sponge and just blend it out. So now I'm going to go ahead and take a concealer that's about 1 shade lighter than my skin tone, and I'm going to apply this in the inner corner of my eyes just to conceal some of that darkness. And now I'm going to take a brush with that same concealer and I'm just going to underline the bottom part of my liner just to make sure that everything looks nice and neat. And then I'm going to take a lighter concealer. This one's the one by ColourPop in the shade Light 16, and I'm going to apply this under the eyes, and I'm going to buff it out using a brush just to make sure that the concealer mixes in well with the contour and that there's no harshness. And once I have everything really nice and blended, I am going to further blend using a Little Baby Beauty blender. I'm going to take some of that concealer to highlight the center of my face, so I'm going to be applying that to the chin, forehead, and I'm also applying it down the center of the nose. And this is just going to make everything appear brighter and more beautiful. I love this step. I never skip highlighting. It's my favorite. I'm going to go back in with my big beauty blender and just make sure that everything is really nice and blended in together and melted into the skin. Take your time blending. I know this is like a 10-minute video, but I take about 15 minutes to blend. So I am speeding this up. I do cut a lot of it out, but blend, blend, blend. I'm taking my favorite translucent powder at the moment. This one is by Dermablend, and I am just going to use another clean beauty sponge that's a little damp, and I'm going to set the under eyes, the chin, and I'm also going to be setting the center of the forehead. I'm going to be setting, and I'm going to be making sure that that powder is really nice and soaked up by the skin. You want to keep pouncing and pouncing that beauty blender into that powder is melted into the skin. And then we're going to highlight and bake, and I'm using the Ben 9. I mixed two. I mixed in the Kylie Soft Pink powder with the Ben 9 Fair powder, and I'm going to apply that under the eyes, on the chin, and in the center of the forehead to bake. And I'm also applying it down the bridge of the nose. But by applying a setting powder first and then baking, it's going to make sure that your under eyes don't look crusty and cakey. It makes a difference, I promise. I'm taking the all-nighter. This is the setting powder by Urban Decay, and I'm taking a big puff, and I am just pretty much working this and pressing this into the skin to again mattify our skin, set our foundation and contour, and make everything really nice and pretty. And I like to go back in with my damp beauty sponge, and I kind of run that over the whole entire face just to make sure that the powder is not too powdery, and that damp sponge is going to really, you know, soak everything up and just bring some moisture back into the skin. I'm going to go ahead and bronze the skin using the Becca Set and Refresh powder in the shade Golden Bronze. This is a beautiful fine milled powder, and it has a cooling effect, and it is beautiful. It does not leave your skin looking cakey. It's very light. I love it. So I am applying this powder in the areas where I previously cream contoured just to bronze us up and make us look really nice and bronzy, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and clean that up using some more translucent powder, and I'm applying that under that bronzer that we have applied. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush, and I'm just going to begin to wipe off the bakage that we have under our eyes and nose. Really take your time blending out this powder. You don't want to have flashback when you take pictures. So moving to the lower lash line, I'm pretty much just taking the same shades that I used up in the crease under my lash line. That's it. Super simple, really easy to do. I'm taking the KKW Beauty Brightening Powder in number 2. And I'm going to apply this under the eyes because I personally prefer a really bright under eye, and just in case if any of that dark brown shadow got down to like your lid, to like not your lids but like your cheek area, you can always wipe it off with this powder. So for blush, I'm mixing two blushes. I'm mixing MAC's Melba and Pink Swoon, and I'm applying that to the apple of the cheek. I'm going to go ahead and take my big powder brush, and I'm just going to buff everything out. This is my favorite technique. I always talk about it. I'm just buffing everything out. I like to take a big powder brush and buff. So I'm going to go ahead and apply some clear brow gel to my eyebrows, and then I'm going to go ahead and work on the lips. So I am starting off by lining my lips using the Kylie lip liner in the shade Kylie. I'm going to line and fill in my lips with this lip liner, and then I'm going to apply the Kylie liquid lipstick in the shade Bear. It's a really pretty kind of baby soft pink mauve shade and I'm applying that all over the lips. And then I'm going to go ahead and apply lashes. These are the Carity lashes in the style Jamie. For highlight, the only place that I like to highlight is the tip of the nose and the inner corner of my eyes, and I am using Benefit's Cookie highlighter to do so. And then I'm going to set everything using the All Nighter Ultra Matte face spray, like setting mist. And yeah, this setting spray completely played me, as you can see, and I did not notice it. Look at this. I have no idea what that is. I don't know if I didn't spray it enough, like shake it enough, but wait to see my face. Look at my face. I had no idea. I had no idea that happened, but yeah. So I left it in so that you can see how to fix it if this were to happen to you. Just take your beauty sponge and really lightly press the setting spray into your skin until it's nice and blended in. Alrighty guys, so this is it. This is the completed look. Like I mentioned previously, this has been my go-to look. I love this look so much. This is a look that I wear like every single time I do my makeup. I'm just obsessed with it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm going to try to do something a little bit more glowy for my next tutorial. So if you have any videos that you want to see from me, any ideas, just drop them down in the comments, because you guys know I'm always on there. I'm always writing back to you guys, and I'm always reading your suggestions and your feedback. So I love you all so much. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.